Welcome to Damn Good Movie Memories with your host, Brian Davis. This podcast is the cure for your long commute and super boring workday.
What are you doing?
I'm kissing you. Do you mind?
It's Cary Grant. In affairs of the heart, he's an irresistible force. And Doris Day. In affairs of the heart, she's an immovable object. And when they meet, wow.
Kathy, I've got to go to Bermuda for a few days. How would you like to join me there?
Did you just ask me to marry you?
No?
Co-starring Gig Young, for whom nothing is ever quite right. And Audrey Meadows, frustrated guardian of someone else's virtue.
A man picks you up off the street, drags you up to his office, tricks you into taking your clothes off, and then propositions you. What can you expect from a man like that? Respect.
That touch of Mink, the year's most sophisticated love is fun affair.
I think I've registered here.
Oh.
Yes, the gags come tumbling after each other in riotous profusion. And what are you going to do? Just sit there and laugh.
Why would she go away with someone like that? Who knows? He's a man and she's a woman. But that's the most dangerous combination to turn loose in a motel.
Hey there, it's Brian Davis, and for this week's episode, we're going to cover the movie That Touch of Mink from 1962. The studio was Universal Pictures. Release date was June 14th, 1962. The running time, 99 minutes, and the box office took in $18 million. That is $189 million today. It was a huge hit at the time. It was the fourth most popular film of 1962. Leonard Maltin, from his classic movie guide, gives it 2.5 out of 4 stars. He writes, attractive cast in this silly piece of fluff with wealthy playboy Cary Grant pursuing Doris Day. Amusing at times, but wears thin. John Astin is memorable as a creep with designs on poor Doris. And there's a clever sequence featuring Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, Yogi Berra, and umpire Art Passarella. As Maltin said, this film is pure fluff, but it doesn't try to be something that it isn't. That Touch of Mink is kind of the film version of comfort food. You had Grant and Day, who were two of the most popular and likable actors of their generation, and the film gives you exactly what you want from them. All right, let's get into the making of the film. So That Touch of Mink was directed by Delbert Mann, who began his career in television before directing films. His feature film debut was a great one, 1955's Marty, starring Ernest Borgnine. Mann had also worked with Doris Day the year prior to That Touch of Mink on the second Day and Rock Hudson film Lover Come Back. Doris Day was one of the most bankable stars at this point in her career, with 2 hit films co-starring with Rock Hudson, along with Please Don't Eat the Daisies with Devin Niven. We also covered that not too long ago. That Touch of Mink would be her one and only film with Cary Grant. Interestingly enough, Rock Hudson assumed that he would be Day's co-star in That Touch of Mink, but Delbert Mann wanted Cary Grant instead. Speaking of Grant, he was one of those rare actors that never seemed to have a lull in his career, even as he got older in age. However, by the 1960s, Grant finally decided to enjoy the fruits of his labor and only appeared in 5 films in that decade. The Grass is Greener, That Touch of Mink, Charade, which was the best of them all, Father Goose, and Walk Don't Run. Grant, of course, had lots of clouts in his films that he starred in and pushed for Audrey Meadows to be in That Touch of Mink since he was a huge fan of the TV show The Honeymooners and her character, Alice Cramden. Audrey Meadows' housekeeper, Pat Schofield, desperately wanted to meet Cary Grant. She would sit in Meadows' dressing room waiting for an opportunity, asking the actress's makeup man and hairdresser to fix her up in case, Cary Grant came her way. One day Meadows told Grant about Schofield, and he asked to meet her. According to Meadows, the housekeeper handled herself very well during the encounter but nearly collapsed when he left the room. Cary Grant reportedly urged Gig Young to make more of his role as the humorously unstable, psychiatric-obsessed financial advisor. Grant was generous and casual with Young, who in turn treated his idol Grant with deference. All right, let's get into the film. So it takes place in New York City. On a rainy day, Kathy, that's Doris Day, is rushing around town trying to find a job. However, her day is basically ruined when a town car hits a puddle and splashes Kathy with muddy water. In the back of the town car is Philip Shane, that's Cary Grant. He's a high-powered company executive. We then go into the opening credits. It's one of the few times that a Doris Day movie does not feature one of her songs. It's just score music. Kathy then stops at the unemployment office, which is very crowded as usual. When Kathy gets to the counter, she is greeted by a creepy clerk named Everett Beasley, played by the great John Astin. Of course, you'll remember him as Gomez from the original Addams Family.
Well, Miss Timberlake, back again for a little of the taxpayers' money, Did you work last week?
No.
Were you available for work?
Yes.
Did you turn down any jobs?
No.
Are you busy tonight?
Yes.
If, in our opinion, the applicant hasn't exercised proper diligence in seeking employment, we've been empowered to withhold payment of checks. Perhaps tomorrow night? There's a wonderful little diner around the corner from where I live, and after dinner we could, perhaps...
Go up to your apartment?
Well,
If you want me to go up to your apartment, come out and ask me. I mean, that way I can think about it and make a decision.
Would you like to stop off at my place?
May I have my check?
Oh, of course. Well?
I would enjoy going out with you, Mr. Beasley. If I just didn't find you so personally distasteful. You're a sneaky, crude, offensive man. Of course, that's just how I feel. I'm sure there are hundreds of girls in this city who admire those qualities.
Always get the money first. Good job, Kathy. We then go to Philip's office, where he's attempting to find the woman whom his car splashed earlier in the day. He would like to make amends for that mishap. We also meet Philip's financial manager, Roger, played by Gig Young.
Hit and run's a dangerous sport, Mr. Shane. Even for the privileged class. Even if this nameless victim survives, what can she do? Sue you? With your money? You can run down half the girls in New York and still be solvent.
We hit a puddle, splashed the girl. Now, what would you have me do? Stop the car, tie up the traffic, crawl back to her on my hands and knees in the rain and beg her forgiveness?
Simple, decent gesture like that would never occur to you.
In penance, I'll set up a foundation for waterlogged girls. And a little early for the cocktail hour?
I'm perfectly aware of what I'm doing.
Oh.
I have an analyst,
Yeah?
Dr. Gruber.
I know.
Fine, distinguished analyst. There's a valid reason for it. I know exactly what started me drinking at this hour.
What?
Dr. Gruber. He's a lush.
7 years of treating you could do it. Look out.
He's a brilliant man. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
He put his finger right on my problem. My lack of integrity.
Oh. Yes, you were a humble but respected professor of economics at Princeton.
Yes. Students sat at my feet, absorbing my wisdom.
The Ivy League Socrates.
Then you came along, dangling $50,000 a year under my nose. To my everlasting shame, I sold out. That wasn't enough for you. Every year you further humiliate me by raising my salary.
No, it's inexcusable. It's like rubbing salt in the wounds.
And at Christmas, you gave me stock in the company. Why are you trying to destroy me?
Just my natural hostility, I guess.
Excuse me. We just heard from Benson's attorneys. He still won't sell.
Hey, Roger, you research that company. What's it worth?
General Electronics?
Yeah.
$6 million.
Offer Benson 6 1/4. Tell him it's top dollar.
Yes, sir.
Roger, if that deal goes through, you're in for a bonus.
A bonus? Haven't you any conscience?
Huh?
Just when I'm reaching a point in my therapy where I'll have the courage to quit and go back to Princeton.
Would it help if I fired you?
No, don't do that. Dr. Gruber said this would be the worst possible time for me to lose my job.
Why?
I owe him quite a bit of money. He's brilliant.
Brilliant. Yes?
Mrs. Haskell and Mrs. Farnham are here.
Oh, tell them I'll see them in a moment. There she is.
Who?
That girl I splashed.
Where?
She just went into the automat. Roger, run down and apologize for me. She's a blonde, wearing a raincoat with a little black leather collar. If I damage her clothes in any way, tell her that I ought to take care of it.
I'd like to remind you I'm a highly paid executive, not a messenger boy. Okay, I'll go. Hired me as your financial advisor. You wouldn't send Bernard Baruch out to pay off a girl for you. Oh, yes, you would.
Roger heads down to the automat across the street to chat with Kathy per Philip's instructions. For those youngsters who don't know what an automat is, it was a very popular type of buffet-style fast food diner where food was served through a number of vending machines. Kathy's friend and roommate, Connie, that's Audrey Meadows, works at the automat.
Connie? Connie!
Where are you?
In the cucumbers. Hi.
You know you're the first face that smiled at me today. I only get them when they're hungry. What'll it be? Chicken pot pie or turkey leg?
Oh, chicken.
Okay. How'd it go today? Any luck?
All bad. Some idiot splashed me with his car, practically ruined my dress. You should see me. Never even stopped. Then I had to go up and face Beasley.
Boy, what a parlay. And how is the playboy at the 8th Avenue Unemployment Office?
He asked me up to his apartment. I told him what I thought of him.
Oh, gratin or baked potato?
Baked.
He's not worth the trouble. Does a snake know he's a snake? He crawls on his stomach and he thinks he's a king, right?
Right. You know, you're a philosopher.
When a girl gets to be my age and still isn't married, you either philosophize or you get arrested. Carrots or peas?
Carrots.
See, Kathy, your problem is how to keep your honor and your job at the same time. You know, men take one look at you and suddenly their wives just don't understand them.
I've never done anything to encourage them.
You don't have to. Nature did it for you. Jello?
Yeah.
Now, the way I see it, there are just so many jobs open for girls who can operate computing machines. Now, the next job you get, you're going to listen to me. You don't comb your hair. No makeup. You wear military heels. You remind them of their wives. They figure this they can get at home, so they leave you alone. Here, have some cake. It might make your skin break out. See you later, honey.
Okay. Oh, hey, I have an interview after lunch, so I'll call you as soon as it's over.
Good. Good luck.
Thanks.
Mr. Miller.
Miss Emerson, are you familiar with company policy on giving away free food?
No, sir. Are we for it or against it?
It cost you $1.12. However, I'd be willing to overlook the incident if you introduced me to your friend.
How's Mrs. Miller?
She doesn't understand me.
I could have made book on that answer.
Excuse me, miss. Were you struck by a car this morning?
What?
Splattered by a black limousine?
Oh, yes, I certainly was.
Oh. The gentleman who owns the car has his offices across the street. He noticed you from his window and sent me down to convey his regrets.
I should think a gentleman would come down and apologize himself.
Well, Mr. Shane's a very busy man.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that why he didn't stop? You know, that could be considered leaving the scene of an accident.
Well, if there was any damage done to your clothes.
Well, my raincoat was practically ruined. And look at this. Look at this dress.
I've been authorized to compensate you for whatever damage has been done.
Well, you just tell Mr. Shane that money doesn't buy good manners. I wish I could tell him that myself, in person.
Do you? Really?
I certainly do.
You're right.
Well, how would you feel? Here I am standing on a corner. He practically runs me down and then just drives right away.
And he doesn't have the decency to come down and apologize himself.
And furthermore, I have a job interview this afternoon, and I have to go looking like this.
He doesn't care.
Oh. Do you know what I'd like to do?
Throw the money in his face?
Exactly. I'd like to throw that money right in his face.
Would you really?
Yes, I certainly would.
I've waited 7 years for this moment. You come with me.
Hey, Connie, there's a man dragging Kathy out.
Gee, they don't even give her a chance to eat. It's fate. She's going to spend the rest of her life saying I'm not that kind of a girl. I'm only afraid that someday, before she can finish saying it, she will be.
Audrey Meadows was perfectly cast as the wisecracking friend, Connie. Similar to what Thelma Ritter did in the Rock Hudson and Doris Day flicks. Roger rushes Kathy to the office to have her give Philip a piece of her mind. Philip is in the middle of giving a donation to an unwed mother's foundation, which leads to a hilarious misunderstanding.
On behalf of the Manhattan Home for Young Women, we want to thank you for your generous donation and for permitting us to use your name in our fundraising drive.
Well, it's a very worthy cause.
Yes, there's a desperate need to provide an atmosphere of care and understanding during this critical period. Mr. Shane, you'd be shocked to know that the rate of unwed mothers...
Charlotte, we don't refer to them as unwed mothers.
That the rate of unfortunate girls has tripled during the past 5 years. It's a deplorable situation.
Yes, yes. Well, there's one consolation, Mrs. Farnham. For every unwed mother, there's an unwed father.
I never thought of it that way.
Thank you again, Mr. Shane.
Goodbye, Mr. Shane.
Goodbye.
Wasn't it sweet of him to contribute so generously?
Mr. Shane doesn't deny he's responsible for what happened to me?
No.
Oh, well, then the least he could have done was come to see me himself.
Really?
Instead of sending someone over with money to salve his conscience.
Some men have no sense of moral obligation.
Well, the same thing happened to my girlfriend, Connie. The man never even stopped to tell her his name.
No. Have a seat. I'll tell him you're here.
My dear, when the time comes, call this number.
Psst. Miss Timberlake.
No wonder he donated so generously. Guilt feelings.
Now, Evelyn, we must be realistic. When a man donates $200,000, he's entitled to use the facilities.
He's in the conference room. He'll be right out. Now, don't forget what you're going to tell him. Reckless driving, leaving the scene of an accident, bad manners, and then the money right in the face.
There are a few other things I'd do, too, if I weren't a lady.
This is no time to think of sex. Now go. Mr. Shane, Miss Timberlake.
Miss Timberlake?
Go get him. Miss Timberlake has something to tell you.
Yes?
I'd like to apologize for getting in your way this morning.
It was entirely my fault.
I was practically jaywalking.
No, you had a perfect right to be standing on the curb.
But I was leaning over.
I'm sorry I couldn't stop. My driver circled the block, but by the time we got back, you were gone.
Leaving the scene of an accident.
Oh, I don't know why I left. I must have gotten panicky.
Him, not you.
Roger, don't you have a letter to get off to Princeton? I should have come down to the restaurant to apologize in person, but I had some people here.
Knowing how busy you are, I'm surprised you found time to send anyone.
If I've damaged your clothes in any way.
Oh, not really. Water's good for raincoats, and there's just these few spots on my dress. It's all right.
Well, I'll be glad to pay for a new dress.
Oh, no, thank you. I was just going on an interview, and it wasn't very important.
Well, you can't go on an interview like that. Come with me.
Yes, Mr. Shane?
Send up the valet. There's a cleaning service in the building. You can have your things back in 20 minutes. You can change in there. There's a bathroom on your right, and in that closet you'll find a top coat. You can put that on while you wait. Well, go on. Do as I tell you. That's right.
Connie, it's for you.
Oh, thanks. Hello? Kathy? Hey, where'd you go?
I'm across the street in Mr. Shane's office.
Well, what about your lunch?
I'll be there as soon as I get my dress back.
What floor are you on? Millie, get the cleaver. Honey, you hold him off and we'll be right over there to get you.
Connie, I'm all right. He sent my dress out to have it cleaned. See you later.
Send it out to have it cleaned. I have heard of sneaky ways to undress a girl, but...
Hey, Connie, isn't that the man who took Kathy out of here?
Let me see. That's the one.
When Roger paid to get his meal at the vending machine, he reached to get his plate and was slapped by Connie, who she thought was the one who got her out of her dress. As you just heard, Kathy had a plan in mind to tell off Philip before she got a good look at him. But then, she was immediately smitten with his dapper looks and charm. All bets were off by then. Back at the office, Kathy inadvertently interrupts a meeting that Philip is having, but before she knows it, she's part of the meeting and his current plans.
Well, now we're back to General Electronics.
Still no breakthrough.
Come in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Come on in.
Mr. Shane, I'm sorry. I thought you were alone.
It's all right.
It didn't come back yet, and I have an appointment.
All right, I'll check on it in a minute.
Thank you.
No, wait a minute. Gentlemen, this is Miss Timberlake.
How do you do?
Come on in.
Oh, it's
Sit down.
interrupting.
It's all right, gentlemen. Miss Timberlake, we're just trying to figure out why a man won't sell a company when we've offered him more than it's worth. Go ahead.
Well, we've tried everyone. We talked to Benson's lawyers, his board of directors, and his executive assistant. Now, who else is there to talk to?
Yeah, you see?
Have you talked to Mr. Benson?
Have you talked to Mr. Benson?
Well, no.
No, they haven't talked to Mr. Benson.
Well, the same thing happened to my Aunt Rachel. This man she knows in the next town kept sending her letters proposing to her. And she just kept turning him down. Now, actually, she wanted to get married. But she felt that he should have asked her in person.
Now, there you see, gentlemen. Perhaps Mr. Benson is eager to become a bride. It's just that he's never been asked. How would your Aunt Rachel have felt about a phone call?
Oh, no. No, she wouldn't say yes till he came to the house. They have 8 children now.
Well, that couldn't have happened over the phone. Miss Timberlake, how would you like to go for a ride with me? Come on. Come on.
What are you doing in Baltimore?
I'm here with Mr. Shane. Well, of course I've got my clothes on. Connie, we flew here in his private plane. Oh, gosh, you should see it. It's completely furnished. Even has a bar.
Honey, this time you've really run into a shrewd one. Now, once he gets you up there and he gets ideas, you can't argue. It's hit the silk or else.
Connie, he's here to buy a company. And he took me along as sort of good luck charm. I'll call you back. Bye. What happened?
Well, Aunt Rachel said yes.
Good.
And I owe it all to you. Miss Timberlake, I'm glad I almost ran you down this morning.
I am too.
Well, let's go and toast that puddle that brought us together.
Okay.
Do you care for Italian food?
Oh, I love it.
Good, I know a little place. If you like fettuccine.
Yes.
This is the only place to have it.
Hello?
Hi.
Kathy? Where are you?
In Philadelphia.
What are you doing in Philadelphia?
Well, it's the only place to have fettuccine.
Of course. I should have thought of that. For a minute, I thought he took you there to buy you the Liberty Bell. Honey, get off that merry-go-round. That guy is nothing but a Beasley with a flying bedroom.
Oh, Connie, he's not like anyone. You've never met a man like this.
That's the problem. Neither of you.
I have so much to tell you when I get back.
If you get back.
Hey, we're leaving. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Well, did you get your roommate?
Yes. She said to be sure and say hello to you.
I'm afraid you'll have to pay the piper for your dinner by sitting through a report I'm scheduled to deliver.
Oh, I don't mind.
How do you feel about the untapped natural resources of underdeveloped countries?
I think they ought to be tapped.
You've just condensed a 40-minute speech into one sentence.
So Kathy accompanies Phil to the United Nations, where he gives a speech. Kathy has done more in one afternoon than she has done her whole life up to this point. How could she not have starry eyes for Philip?
Well, now that we've discussed the world's natural resources, let's explore some of our own. Miss Timberlake, it's a beautiful night. New York's a wonderful city. What would you like to do with it?
I don't know. I've never been offered a city before.
That doesn't speak very well for the boys back home.
Well, it's really not their fault. Miss Timberlake, I offer you Upper Sandusky. You see?
It doesn't have the same ring. Well, what is a pretty girl offered in Upper Sandusky when the sun goes down?
Baseball? I went to a lot of baseball games. A friend of mine, Marvin Schwab, has a box behind the third base dugout.
Oh, that's nice.
Cougars won the pennant in '58.
Well, if you like baseball, we've got a local team.
Oh, the Yankees. Oh.
The Cougars, they're not, but they try hard.
Strike!
Hey out! Shake your heads, your eyeballs are stuck! Well, it was a ball. It was that far from the plate.
Little lady, will you let me umpire this game? You've been on my back all night.
Mickey, you saw that pitch. It was a ball, wasn't it?
It looked like it. You're out of the game, Mandel.
What? Roger, how'd that pitch look to you?
It could have missed the corner.
You're out, Maris.
Yogi!
It's a perfect strike. The ump was right.
I don't like sarcasm, Barra. You're out of the game, too.
You can't do that!
Lady.
Where's the manager?
I think he's hiding.
Ooh. I didn't mean to get all those men thrown out of the game.
Well, it proved they could win without their starting lineup.
I always get that way at ball games. I just lose control.
Well, it's over now. We won. Time to relax. I know just the place where you could calm down.
Where?
My apartment.
Ha! Exactly the type of scenario she avoided with Beasley at the beginning of the film. But let's face it, not everyone is created equal when it comes to romance. By the way, that great scene at the Yankees game had Kathy and Philip sitting in the dugout with the players. And if you're a fan of baseball history, you'll enjoy seeing Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, and Yogi Berra on screen. It's probably one of the main reasons why some baseball fans have watched this movie in the first place. So Philip's Place is still being built, but would be worth millions of dollars even in 1962.
Well, it's not quite ready for a housewarming, but how'd you like it?
Oh, it's beautiful up here.
I'm thinking of putting in some walls over there. And perhaps a ceiling. Just to give it that traditional touch.
That would be nice.
The living room will be there, and the bedroom then.
I think the bedroom should be there.
Wherever you say.
And I love fireplaces.
There'll be one in every room. And bookcases. I like books everywhere.
And good reading lamps so you don't strain your eyes.
And plenty of painting.
And a built-in oven.
And a sunken bathtub.
Oh, I love taking sunken baths. You'd always find me in it. I didn't mean it that way.
I know you didn't. But let's not abandon the idea. Kathy, I've got to go to Bermuda for a few days. How would you like to join me there? We could stay for a while and then go on to Paris. Have you ever been to Paris?
No.
Well, that's the best way to see it for the first time. I know a restaurant in Paris where you can get some marvelous French food. Then we'll go to Monte Carlo, where perhaps I can induce a friend of mine to take us for a cruise around the Greek islands. That's the only way to see the Greek island. Slowly, by boat. They're like fine paintings. You mustn't rush up to them. Then we'll continue on around the world, and by the time we get back here, this building ought to be finished. Well, if you don't like this apartment, you can have your choice of all the others.
May I ask one question?
What?
Did you just ask me to marry you?
No.
Oh.
I didn't mean to mislead you.
Oh, you didn't. You're very honest about it, and I admire you for that.
Then you're not offended.
No?
matter? What is it?
I'm a little frightened of you.
Oh, I know many people can't stand me.
Oh, I can stand you all right.
Now, Kathy, if this presents a problem...
You know, Mr. Shane, I feel I can trust you. What would you advise me to do?
Oh, please, leave me out of this. I'm hardly in a position to give advice.
Oh, but I respect your opinion.
But that's like asking a man to testify against himself. Kathy, you have rare qualities. You're direct, sincere, uncomplicated. You're the type of woman who brings out the worst in a man, his conscience.
I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
It's rather disturbing. See, a man's conscience is generally in direct opposition to his best interests. And in your best interests, I'd better disqualify myself. So this has to be your decision.
There's only one decision to make. You got a crooked lawyer, blackmail him, get yourself a pot full of money, and go to Bermuda without him.
Do you know you're condemning him without even knowing him? You really are. And I just wish you could have heard him speak to the Economic Committee of the United Nations.
Khrushchev spoke at the United Nations. Would I let you go to Bermuda with Khrushchev?
Oh, Connie, for heaven's sake, how can you compare them? All I know is this. He did not try to lure me to Bermuda or anywhere else. He was completely honest about it. A perfect gentleman.
A man meets you, and in the same day asks you to go live with him. I once met a guy with a diamond stick pin and a wax mustache, and even he had the decency to wait until the second day. So if he's a perfect gentleman, then wax mustache is Albert Schweitzer.
Okay, answer me this. Why didn't he try to influence me when I asked for his advice?
Because that's the way he operates.
Oh.
Some guys ride the subways pinching girls. He works out of a limousine. But a pincher is a pincher.
Connie, I don't want to hear another word against him. I really don't.
Okay. That's the way you feel about it. I tried. What's this?
I don't know. Some woman in Mr. Shane's office gave it to me.
Boy, has this guy got an organization. He even has a medical plan for his victims. Not another word.
I think I'm in love. Try to get some sleep, honey. You'll feel better in the morning. Connie? You sleeping?
It's 4 o'clock. Why would I be sleeping?
I've made a decision. I'm not going to go with him.
It's for the best.
Connie? When he calls, how do I tell him no without hurting his feelings?
Call this number. You'll get some good suggestions.
The next morning, both Kathy and Philip are conflicted about how to move on with the relationship.
I wonder what shade of hair I ought to wear this week. I didn't do too well as a blonde. Raven. That wasn't bad. I got whistled at by a bird. Gray. Maybe they'll feel sorry for me. Look, if you don't know how to tell him, when he calls, I'll talk to him.
I'll talk to him. But I just want to be sure I say it in a way that he won't think it's any personal reflection on him.
You're worried about him? Oh, boy, men really have this game beat. For 2,000 years, we have had their children, washed their clothes, cooked their meals, and cleaned their houses. And what did they give us in return? The right to smoke in public. We sold out for a cigarette. And you don't even smoke.
Good morning, good morning. It's a great day out.
Oh, look out. You're very happy, Roger. You better check that with Dr. Gruber. It might be something serious.
Had a wonderful night's rest. You know the trouble I have sleeping. Well, I've solved it. Just before you go to bed, you put 3 tranquilizers in a jigger of brandy and you drink it. You still can't sleep, but you're so relaxed you don't worry about it. It was exhilarating.
Can't fancy that. And some people just go to sleep and never know what they're missing.
Gave me a chance to analyze the Harrington report.
Now, wait a minute.
Yes, Mr. Shane?
Hey, did you put in that call to Miss Timberlake yet?
No, sir.
All right, cancel it.
Miss Timberlake?
Yeah. The young lady from the automat.
What happened with her?
Nothing. Roger, I've been wrestling with my conscience all morning, and I lost.
That's an upset.
Her mother's a school teacher, her father's a druggist, her brother's an Eagle Scout, and she used to sing in the church choir. To take a girl like that to Bermuda is a desecration of everything the Minutemen fought for. Concord.
You asked her to go away with you?
Yeah.
You're not going to take her?
No.
What a terrible thing to do to me.
To you?
I built this image of a man, cold, ruthless, predatory. Now you go do a decent thing like this. Destroy that image. You set me back years of my analysis.
Oh, I'm ashamed of myself. Well, Roger, if I've done anything human, I'll make it up to you. Would it help if I fired every employee over 60?
Well, it might.
Hey, wait a minute. Take the wrapper out. It's better that way, huh?
The dialogue is great in this film and performed perfectly by everyone involved. Both Kathy and Philip are in a damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario here. And Kathy wants to be able to kindly turn down Philip's offer, and Philip doesn't want to treat Kathy like any other woman that he's met. Of course, by simply not talking to each other builds up a narrative in both of their minds, and those narratives are completely wrong because they haven't communicated. It's a conundrum as old as time. Finally, Kathy's had enough and calls Philip.
Hello? Yes, I'll talk to her. Hello, Kathy?
Weren't you supposed to call me this morning?
Yes, I'm sorry, but I didn't think I should under the circumstances.
What circumstances?
Kathy, I came to a decision.
I thought I was supposed to make this decision.
Yes, but considering the situation.
What situation?
Well, I'm sure Upper Sandusky is a delightful town to be brought up in, but it hardly prepares a girl for this kind of situation.
I can see you don't know the girls in Upper Sandusky. They're always prepared.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
We're not unsophisticated rustics.
Well, I'm not attacking it culturally. I'm sure you have fine libraries, museums.
We also have a home for girls. We may not be as large as New York, but we're just as progressive. Well, last year we had a scandal at that country club.
Oh, I'm sure it's a zippy little community.
Things are hopping up there.
Well, I apologize. I should have called you and given you the opportunity of saying no.
You certainly should have.
And I respect that decision.
What decision?
Well, not to go.
I hate to disappoint you, Mr. Shane, but the answer is yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Unless you're thinking of
No, not at all. It's just that I suddenly see Upper Sandusky in a new light.
Will I be hearing from you?
Immediately, just as soon as I can make all the arrangements.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Well, you heard. I tried to talk her out of it.
No, I'm responsible. I'm the one who brought her up here to throw the money in your face. I delivered the Sparrow to the Hawk.
Well, the Sparrow's flying south. She's going to need a lot of clothes and stuff, so make all the arrangements.
No. I may have delivered the victim, but I will not dress her for the sacrifice.
Try Bergdorf Goodman. I hear they're showing a new line of sacrificial evening gowns.
Mr. Shane?
Yeah?
I waited years to tell you what you can do with your job, your salary, your bonuses, and your fringe benefits.
Yes, Roger?
I waited this long. And I can wait a little longer.
Good, glad to hear. Well, wait over there. There's a good fellow. Do it quietly.
So he insulted Upper Sandusky. This is no way to get even. You're carrying civic pride too far. Okay, if your mind's made up, fine. Send postcards. Well, he did it. Rasputin talked her into it.
So it's a visual gag, but Connie thinks that Roger is the one that Kathy is in a relationship with. The reason is because Roger was the one that initially took Kathy from the automat to the office, and Connie saw that whole ordeal. So when Connie sees Roger at the automat again, and her phone call with Kathy, she throws a plate of food in his face from the vending machine. And now you can predict the merry mix-up that Connie will have for the rest of the movie, believing that Roger is actually Philip. To prepare for their trip, Philip arranges a wardrobe showing at Bergdorf Goodman, a luxury clothing store in New York. Kathy is treated to a number of models showing off gowns and various outfits for her to choose from for her trip. As you can imagine, Kathy is overwhelmed, but in a good way. It's really a dream come true for her. So the flight is on Pan Am, but it's not a normal flight. Philip bought out the entire plane for her trip to Bermuda. They stay at a luxury hotel, but Kathy is uncomfortable as she feels that everyone is watching and judging her since they're not married and she's his quote-unquote mistress. And because Kathy is so stressed out, the first night they're supposed to, sleep together, she breaks out in hives. A dejected Philip spends the night alone, and then the next day they return to New York. So where does that leave them? It's obvious that they both have feelings for one another, but they just can't seem to get out of their own way. Philip can't understand why Kathy suddenly changed and was so nervous around him. Will they be able to repair their relationship? You'll find out if you watch the final 30 minutes of the film, of course. There's plenty of fun hijinks and merry mix-ups to be found in this great romantic comedy. If you're a fan of the Doris Day and Rock Hudson trilogy films, I think you'll enjoy That Touch of Mink as much as those. You really can't go wrong with any Cary Grant or Doris Day films of the time. All right, some fun facts. The film was actually nominated for 3 Oscars, but it lost all of them. It was nominated for Best Story and Screenplay for Screen, but lost to Divorce Italian Style. Best Art Direction Color lost to Lawrence of Arabia. And Best Sound lost to Lawrence of Arabia. In her autobiography, Doris Day wrote, "Of all the people I performed with, I got to know Cary Grant least of all. He is a completely private person, totally reserved, and there is no way into him. Our relationship on That Touch of Mink was amicable, but devoid of any give and take. Not that he wasn't friendly and polite, he certainly was, but distant. Very distant, but very professional. Maybe the most professional, exacting actor I ever worked with. In the scenes we played, he concerned himself with every little detail. Clothes, sets, production values, the works. He even got involved in helping choose the kind of mink I was slated to wear in the film." So when Cary Grant noticed an ad for a raincoat that he thought would be appropriate for Doris Day to wear in the picture, he called the owner of the company who made it. After explaining who he was and what he wanted the coat for, he was actually given the brush off by the manufacturer Norman Zeeler, who later recalled that he just didn't believe it was Cary Grant. So according to Zeeler, he told him that if he wanted to see our collection, he'd have to come up himself. And so he did. The much imitated Cary Grant, who usually made his own calls and answered his own phone himself, often had that problem. People just couldn't believe it was really Cary Grant they were talking to. Grant involved himself in many of the details of the production, like Doris Day said. For a scene that took place in his character's library, he arrived to work with boxes of items from the library in his own house, and then placed them about the set. And according to Doris Day, this served not only to make the set more attractive, but also made him feel more relaxed and at home. Grant actually wanted Dick Van Dyke for the role of Roger, but Van Dyke didn't like the script and turned it down. As with almost every film he made once he became an established star, Cary Grant had a clause in his contract insisting that, after an agreed-upon period of time passed, all rights to the movie's negatives went from Universal Pictures to control by Grant's production company. Those rights eventually reverted to Grant's estate, and those are still earning royalties for Cary Grant's heirs. He was very ahead of his time. All right, someone who's also ahead of their time is special guest, and that is Lindsay, who loves Doris Day. She loves Cary Grant. This has got to be a no-brainer, right? Well, let's find out. And then join me next week to talk about yet another random movie from my DVD collection. Welcome back, and we have Lindsay on the podcast because she's like our resident Doris Day reviewer, right?
Oh, I love Doris Day, so I will never protest being able to watch a Doris Day film.
But who do you like more, Cary Grant or Doris Day?
That's tough. It's kind of a 50-50. I like them both. I think they're both really great at what they do. Oh, yeah. I mean, when you mention that they're both in it, I'm like, well, it can't be bad. I mean, I like them both for different reasons, and I think in all the cumulative films I've seen them both in, they always do a really great job at what they do well, and I enjoy watching them. They're just two actors from back in the day that I probably can't even recall one movie that I didn't have some level of enjoyment for. There are two people I really like, and I would have a hard time thinking they'd be bad together.
One of the things, so I was thinking about this as I was prepping because I do prep for these interviews.
Oh, you do?
I do.
No, I just thought you just took them just right off the cuff.
No, I think about what I'm going to ask you, but the thing that stood out to me the most about this is so the character that Cary Grant plays could go really wrong if you don't have the right guy who's playing it, because he plays this. We don't know how much. He's obviously very wealthy, and he's the CEO or owner of some business, and he's talking to the UN at some point. Cary Grant has this way of always just, you like whatever he does. So, like, he could have come off as an enormous douche, because a lot of these people that are uber rich are like that. They're entitled and everything. He never came off as that. He came off as a guy that you would just meet in the street, and you wouldn't know if he had $1 billion or not. I can't imagine Jeff Bezos or Zuckerberg or Elon Musk being like that. But Cary Grant, no matter what, is always suave.
Well, he's charming. I think he's suave for sure, but to me it's more of a charm than a suaveness.
Where like the people I just mentioned, you don't think charming.
No. Well, Cary Grant has that old school gentlemanly thing down pat.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like, I don't know, I can't say this for sure, you know better than me. It seems like it's less about the characters he plays. I think it's just his DNA. Like, I think that's just what is woven into the chemicals and particles that make up the being that is Cary Grant. I don't think it's necessarily character driven. I think it's Cary Grant human being driven. It just sort of emanates off of him. Like, in so many other situations, like you're saying, I would imagine someone who would be the type of person that he was in this film, like have the money he had, run the company he did, whatever, and just much douchebaggery ensues, right? But with him, you don't even really get an ounce of that feeling, right?
Yeah.
There's some sign of the times stuff that's like different, obviously, back in the day than now, but none of that smarm. He's not a smarmy guy.
And so I was thinking, like, what if Frank Sinatra played him? It wouldn't work. What if
he'd be entitled and smarmy?
Right.
In playing the character, right? But I think that's how he'd do it.
Right. If Tony Curtis played him, I don't think it works as well.
No.
Leonardo DiCaprio plays him now. It just doesn't work. Like, there is something special about Cary Grant where he's arguably one of the greatest actors of all time, because he could play funny, he could play serious, but he could play charming and suave.
I'm telling you, it's the DNA.
I know.
There's something about that human being.
He had said it was like, it's tough being Cary. Like, Cary Grant was kind of, it's bigger than just a person.
And you know what? That might be exhausting. I mean, maybe the guy just, wants to, eat chips on the couch sometimes and be a slob. I don't know. Well, but look, he's earned the right to do it.
We were talking about it. He was almost 60, I think. He was like 58, I think we figured out, or something like that. And he looked in better shape than most people half his age. Yeah.
I was stunned at that. I mean, I almost feel like the entire point of that scene was to show people that.
Right.
Like, it was when it's not gratuitous in a gratuitous way, but it's kind of unnecessary. Like, you didn't really need to do it. But I almost feel like it was a nod to, is this person even real? Like, he's such an exceptional specimen of all of this stuff that's why they showed it.
Yeah.
In a way. And it worked. Once again, it didn't even come off gross or stupid or like eye roll or cringe. It came off like what you said. That, oh wow, holy crap. Like, this guy's in great shape for 60. I mean, there's never anything gross about him.
Right.
I don't know, ever. I've never gotten that smarm from him ever in anything
any of his roles
I've ever seen him in.
And across his career. Like, we've seen in different eras of him.
Oh, yeah.
It's always the same. So how did you feel about Doris in this movie? I mean, she almost kind of went for a little bit of a slapstick here. So was this any different than other roles you've seen her with?
I've tried to think about this because I feel like I've seen a pretty good cross-section now of Doris Day.
Like, she didn't play a mom in this one.
No, but she truly does have a bit of a character type that she plays She's usually very wholesome and clean cut. She always looks good. She always presents well. I'd say that, she's always intelligent, but it's funny. There is a bit of slapstickiness to this that could make her almost look a bit flighty at times, although she's not.
She's not. I think it's a situation.
It's situational, right? So she does kind of always have this, I don't mean this in a negative way, tropey, character type that she plays. But she's also got some charming DNA in her, too, that makes her a lot like Cary Grant, just the way he comes across in all things. Maybe that's why I like her so much on her own, but also I like them together. I think the character, women can certainly relate to her, I think she has visions of things that she wants in her life and things that are important to her. And she's, trying to go for that stuff. At the same time, she's conflicted about things that might go against that and doesn't want to compromise XYZ things in order to get those things. She's trying to be adventurous and she's trying to be the get-along girl, right, in a way. But then she's also kind of backing off of her own push to go to there. So, she's got that conflict going on. She does it well. She's just such a wholesome character all the time, which I also think might be, I don't know, her personal story. Seems like it could be reflective of her personal life as well. You can't help but not like her.
Right.
That's it.
I've heard different stories, like maybe she wasn't as wholesome, but she also wasn't, Lindsay Lohan or whatever.
She wasn't getting drunk and falling out of cars either.
No, not at all. Not at all. One of the great things about these movies, and most movies that are like this, you always have to have the friend. And I already know who your favorite person in this movie besides Cary Grant was, and that's Audrey Meadows, who played Doris Day's roommate and friend.
It's hard not to like the actors in this film.
Yeah.
It would really be a stretch for someone to be like, I can't stand that person. I would challenge that probably on just the face of the kind of statement, but hands down, I adore Audrey Meadows. She's really, really good at what she does. She's extremely funny.
Really good timing.
Really great timing. In almost anything she's been in, she's like just, again, all of these people kind of brilliant.
Just recently, we watched her. She was on one
Too Close
for Comfort, and the back and forth between her and Ted Knight was hilarious.
Because they couldn't stand each other.
No.
She's the mother-in-law, and she's really sharp-tongued and sharp-witted.
Yeah.
And then he's trying to throw it back at her, and obviously, Muriel, his wife, and her daughter, they don't get along. She's always in the middle type of thing. Audrey Meadows is just so funny as her friend.
Yeah.
It's such a great character. I mean, I really love the actors and the characters in this. It's of a different era, though, and there's parts of it that kind of show that. I love films from this,
fashion.
Late 50s,
well,
early
I know
60s
your favorite
time.
scene was like the little...
the Bergdorf scene. Everyone's in Bergdorf, Goodman, Doris Day's character is. And she's being brought there by someone that is part of Cary Grant's entourage, if you will. And she's going there for the sole purpose of being able to have a completely unfiltered, unrestricted shopping spree to get anything she wants to bring on this island vacation that he's going to take her on. And she's got the personal shopper thing down. It was back in the day when they had
models.
A room that they put you in and they brought the clothes out on models. No joke.
I mean, it's even better than what Pretty Woman had, than Julia Roberts.
Oh my God, way better.
Yeah.
Every single outfit that came out on those models is something that I loved and could be repurposed today.
Yeah.
Every single one of those fashions was amazing looking. The color was beautiful. It was a timeless cut. It was all very elegant and beautiful and still have a sexy look without being revealing on all the shit today. Really, really awesome. I love that scene because it made me think about if I were around at that time and I was aspirationally thinking about where I wanted to shop and what I would want, my wardrobe to look like. Oh God, it's like handing it on a silver platter. Everything from everyday wear to, I'm just out enjoying the streets of Milan to, I'm going to a formal gala or whatever. It was amazing. I geek out on films from this time period because the they're all in color for the most part now, the films and the fashion. You can really see things, and I love that aspect of it. The look and the feel of this film is right in that wheelhouse of what I love from like late 50s to like 63, 64. There's like a maybe 5, 6, 7 year window where I just think that stuff's perfection.
Now, the male side character is Gig Young, who played like Cary Grant's, not really assistant, but kind of business partner. He's not even a partner, but he's part of Cary Grant's business. How did you like him? Because I don't think he was as effective as Audrey Meadows was.
He wasn't. I mean, he wasn't
bad, but yeah.
He wasn't great. I mean, maybe I can't think of another actor of the time, but I bet you could. Somebody who could have maybe done it even a little better, like could have been him a little bit more than him, right?
Tony Randall might have been
good,
better
yeah.
because he's got more of a comedic tone to it.
Maybe if he was funnier,
or even Jack Lemmon.
Oh, Jack Lemmon could have been really... Do you think he would have been too old at that time?
No, he would have been perfect because he's younger than Cary Grant.
He's terrific, and I've seen him in movies with Doris Day, and Jack Lemmon's amazing, but...
He might have been too big for the role at that point.
Maybe that's the case. Like, he would have had to share that
I think
spotlight.
Tony Randall would have been good.
But I think he was fine. I would just say that his relationship with Cary Grant in terms of how he felt about him was probably the most confusing one of the film. I get what they were trying to do.
Yeah, you just wanted to hate him.
And that makes sense. Because there's lots of people that, theoretically we love to hate, but there's like nothing hateable about them.
Right.
And so I think he wanted Cary Grant to be somebody he wasn't, and it was almost like maybe his comedic shtick in this thing was, I'm going to try to paint him in that corner of awfulness that I want him to be in. Yeah, the therapy thing was kind of funny. But he couldn't do it, right? He couldn't back Cary Grant into that corner that he wanted him to be in. And you just kind of saw him keep trying, and it like didn't work. Maybe if he was a little more slapsticky funny, maybe it could have been. I don't know. That's the one thing they maybe could have improved.
Have you ever had an experience where someone like Cary Grant, well, not Cary Grant, but someone wealthy and to-do had kind of tried to sweep you off your feet without being creepy?
Without being creepy, yeah.
Because I'm sure you've had the creep side of it.
Well, many of us have had the creep side of it, right? I guess in some ways, yes, but not in the same way as this.
Well,
not
this
like
is
the
hard.
Richard Gere Pretty Woman, which, funny, after seeing this film, it made me think of this was the inspiration for the Pretty Woman type of
Except
film.
she wasn't,
Well, she wasn't so wholesome in it.
No.
But that was the point. It was like that was the twist on the 90s version.
Well, it's basically Cinderella.
Yeah, this goes back, Tale as Old as Time kind of thing.
Sure.
I definitely can think of a few situations where it was, let me show the impressive things that I can do, or the places we can go, and that type of thing. I mean, nobody...
So it's like Dr. Seuss?
Nobody put me, on a G6 dress
they put you in the corner
from head to toe in, Carolina Herrera and, flew me to the Maldives. I mean, nothing like that ever happened.
How boring.
I mean, wink, wink. My birthday's, half a year
We're not
away.
going there.
If you want to think about it. But not like that. I mean, not in the same way as this. But yeah, I think there have been people that tried to do this. I think this idea of trying to make an impression on a potential love interest is something that people have been doing forever. But that's one of the interesting twists in this film. I'm not sure, if I really think about how I felt about Cary Grant's character and what he was doing, I don't know if he was actually doing it for that reason. I don't think he was...
I think it was what he normally does.
I think it's what he normally does.
I would just go to Paris because I can.
Because I can.
Yeah.
And he's used to it. Now, maybe that in and of itself sounds a bit smarmy, oh, well, that's just what I do. So,
but it never comes off that way because it's Cary Grant.
Which is Cary Grant thing and the DNA thing. So I think that's interesting. He never...
Or being in the dugout for the Yankees game.
Yeah, which was kind of funny enough at times. It was a little bit corny, but also I think
it was a way to shoehorn in Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, and Roger Maris.
Who were huge at the time.
They were.
And also give the... more cachet to hey, this guy's really this is how impressive it is. This is what he's able to do.
Yeah.
And kind of show her in that cutesy light. in this film, she's definitely put together, but she shows she's got that, what was she trying to be, like an upper Midwest girl?
Yeah.
And showing that she's...
Upper Sandusky.
Upper Sandusky, there we go. And show that she's, she can hang with the boys, right?
Yeah.
Like she knows the lingo. She knows the sports lingo. She can get on in that dugout and scream about whatever's happening in there, just like
she got them all thrown out of the game.
Be a lady,
Yeah.
So, I never got the sense that he was trying to do that.
Okay, so sounds like you really liked the movie. What didn't you like about the movie?
Well, I love the characters,
Yeah.
obviously. I love the actors, obviously. And I really love the fashion times, the way it looked and felt. Even right down to the scene towards the end where she's working a new job and makes a mistake.
It's very 9 to 5.
It's very 9 to 5, including what happens in the scene, but just...
Like 9 to 5 probably took it from
the
this.
paper and the colors and
Yeah.
the mess that's left afterwards. Even weird moments in the film
Yeah.
like that, I'm like, oh my God, I love that for some weird reason. I think that I wouldn't even say I didn't love it. I couldn't help, even though I don't want to do this, I couldn't help but in my mind, even though I wasn't at this place, I couldn't help but think about another person in modern times watching the film, particularly as a female, right? And having some reaction that I wish they didn't have to it. Like, that you shouldn't maybe have to it because it wasn't meant to be anything like that. But it seems like in modern times today, we've taken things and twisted things and shape-shifted things and look at them differently. And so I guess the only thing that bothered me about the film wasn't really something that bothered me. It was the frustration. I don't know what the word is. Not necessarily frustration, but like the ick I was feeling when I imagined someone else maybe watching this and commenting on or feeling a type of way about parts of it. Well, I mean, it's...
You're dancing around it instead of just saying it.
I am dancing around it because it's uncomfortable, right?
Are you talking about the scene with the guy at the unemployment office?
Oh, no. There's
because that's Gomez from the Addams Family.
He was hilarious.
Yeah.
There's lots of little moments in the film that make nod to women.
Oh, well, I remember.
Losing virginity, and is it this precious thing, or is it not? And being willing to give something away, and or scenes where not Cary Grant but another person at a hotel they're staying at, making a comment about.
Oh yeah,
that was almost.
Yeah.
It wasn't almost. It was implying, jokingly or not, that he was going to hit his wife or girlfriend or whomever that was on the trip, his lover.
He was a bookie from Detroit, by the way.
I mean, he wasn't. Let's just say he didn't have a reputable anything, right? But when I watch it, I've kind of taken a page out of your book. Try to watch it for what it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's
And I try to do it. It bothered me that in my own brain, I was feeling those moments going, "Oh gosh, I can imagine someone else watching this and going, ugh."
But
ugh.
That's
and
the thing.
Ruining the film for them.
But I don't care if it's. My whole point is if that ruins a film for you. I'm not talking about you, but in general, don't watch it. It's that simple.
Well,
turn it off and don't watch it.
Don't watch it. I mean,
go watch Blue's Clues or whatever is very unoffensive.
Anybody can probably get offended by many things if they allow themselves to be offended by it.
100%, and that is today's reality.
And I think the reason that I was like dancing around even saying it or talking about it is because I don't even like bringing it up. I don't even want to talk about it. Like the film was made at a certain time. Yeah. The humor in the film, things that are said in the film, concepts that are expressed in the film, they were of the era.
Sure.
That era is not today.
And this is probably what 30 seconds out of a 102-minute film.
Right. It's the only theme that continues through it is this kind of like virginity theme, but at the same time...
But that's because it's 1962. And
yes.
And the whole thing about Doris Day was always, will she or won't she? And we never really... she's going to get laid, but they just absolutely cannot say it. But there's a lot of double entendre, but that's kind of what makes it fun, But
then there's also this point where I asked you at one point in the film, and we actually stopped it to look this up. How old do you think... Well, wait, don't say it yet. I was like, how old do you think Doris Day and maybe Audrey Meadows were? They're two single gals living together in New York City, doing their thing, right? A cute little apartment that they share, like roommates. It's super nice. And then you looked it up and said, well, they were in their lifetime, in their actual lives, they were both 40.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? I could see that. They looked like young 40, right? Like, again, the hairstyle.
But they would be like an old marm because they're 40 and not married back then.
Exactly. But then I'm thinking, when we're watching the film, were they meant to be 25 and they just happened to be 40? They never talked about it.
Yeah. I don't even know if it matters, but
the only thing, and I don't know if it matters either, only lens that it might change this whole virginity perception with is if you go into the film thinking these women are mid-20s and they're unmarried and they're having this.
She's probably in her late 20s.
Do I or don't I?
I
or don't I? Like, I'm waiting for marriage, the whole thing. Then it makes sense. But thinking through the lens that the women were 40 and were they supposed to be playing 40-year-old women, then it gets a little bit weirder.
Well, here's the other factor, and this has to simply do with what sells and what doesn't. Doris Day was a huge star at the time. Obviously, Cary Grant was a huge star at the time. What they could have done is taken, well, maybe not so much because he had to be well-to-do, but he could have been a 40-year-old well-to-do and she could have been 25 as opposed to 58 and 40. But they're bankable stars playing younger as opposed to younger stars playing their own age.
Yeah, because we never got a sense at any point of how old he was either.
No, you knew he was...
In my head, he was 60 because in real life, he was 60.
Right, but he probably could have passed for mid-40s at that point.
I think he definitely could have. I mean, I think he could have been... It's so weird to say that because when I put it in perspective with us, it seems weird.
Let me put it this way. It wouldn't have worked... They could have done this, but they didn't do movies like this. It could have been Paul Newman playing the Cary Grant role, and he would have been in his 30s. And then Elizabeth Taylor could have been Doris Day.
But then it would have been a whole different film.
It would have, but those are the people that could have played age appropriate.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have worked because, one, Elizabeth Taylor isn't Doris Day and not likable in the same way. And Paul Newman really wasn't doing those types of films yet.
He's going to have that. I love Paul Newman too, but he's going to have.
He's got more of an edge to it,
roughshod edge,
especially at that point in his career.
Absolutely. So he's going to seem more like that, and I agree, it wouldn't have worked.
But if we're going age appropriate, that would have mattered.
No,
but
it's a good comparison.
So I think, to your point, I don't think. He was probably, the character of Cary Grant was probably supposed to be in his mid-40s, and she was probably supposed to be in her mid-20s.
If that's the case, I think it fits and feels better as the concept of do I, don't I,
but that's why you suspend disbelief for films like this.
Which
it's also a rom-com.
Which I completely believe.
Yeah.
I think the part that made me, you said, what don't you like about this film? It had nothing to do with the film.
Yeah.
It was, I don't like that when I watch something from back in the day, the modern things that I know society will think come into my brain whether I want it to or not. It doesn't destroy it for me.
But people that are like that are probably not going to even give this a chance anyway, which is fine because they're going to miss the point of the whole film anyway, which is to just be entertained, not to be offended over everything.
No, I agree with that. As you know, I'm not lobbying
No, you're not either.
The sanity of or the sensibility of going into a film from eras ago and then applying the modern.
Look, this is not like watching Birth of a Nation. Obviously, that doesn't hold up well.
God, no.
Okay, so
this is supposed to be a rom-com of back in the day.
Yeah.
At that time, given what was appropriate, given what society did and didn't show, you could and couldn't do.
Yeah.
Obviously, we live in an all freaking bets are off world. That wasn't that world at the time. And so it's going to look a certain way. If I didn't even have those things creep into my head, I have to be completely transparent. I thought this was fun. I liked it. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
What's funny, 5 years later, movies really did get more risque, and it started with Bonnie and Clyde in 1967.
Yeah.
I mean, in 5 years, which is not a long time, you started to get into heavier things, and then all of a sudden you start seeing like Easy Rider and Rosemary's Baby, and things like that.
What's the one we watched with? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna forget all about it right now. But it was a pretty.
It was a Face in the Crowd with.
No, we've talked about that.
Yeah, but that's actually in the 50s.
That's incredible, and that it continues to blow me away.
That was different.
Oh gosh, we saw it not too long ago, and the idea was was it Diane Keaton when she was young?
Oh, are you talking about the one where
my mom? Remember, I said my mom saw it. She's like, you watched that?
It's Richard Gere's first film. It's like Looking for Mr. Goodbar.
Oh my god! But that's Waiting for Mr. Goodbar.
That's in the 70s.
Okay, but even still, like that's when it went like a whole other.
Yeah, but that was already like Bonnie and Clyde really kind of changed.
Yeah.
Film started to get darker, and it was of the time.
And by the time you get to Waiting for Mr. Goodbar, holy shit!
Well, yeah, and then everything's changed. But in '62, it's still basically the '50s.
Yes, it is, and I think that's part of what I like about how this film looks and feels and plays out. Yeah. There's almost like that, the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. There's something about that time feel that I really love. I think a lot of people loved it and related to it because they love that series. And a lot of it is just the look and the feel of it in general. This one kind of has that.
Yeah.
Even right down to the department store and the fashions and the cars and even the vacation spot. They're going to the islands, right? Where there's a Bermuda where they were going?
Yes, I believe so.
And what's crazy is you look at even the scenery from like the island stuff, driving in the car and looking around the island. It looks so much less populous, so much less modern, like almost like Land Time Forgot. So it's beautiful and kind of rustic islandy and just it gives you that feeling of like a place I want to go. It's kind of untouched and untapped. Yeah. There's so much of that at this time that I can't help but be charmed by seeing that.
Sure.
Even the vacation spots look better.
Different, yeah. Well, if we can go back in time, but that's why we do go back in time. That's the whole point of this podcast. This is how you do it. Go watch movies of that era and enjoy them for what they are. And if you get offended by anything, I have some advice for you. Don't watch it. Don't listen to it. And just listen to stuff that makes you happy, whatever that is.
Yeah, always.
Instead of trying to say, like, these things should go away. No. You can go away and watch what you want. Let the rest of the people watch what they want to.
Well, but that's why we live in a place where we get to choose all of those things.
And especially with the advent of technology, or all this technology to essentially watch whatever you want and listen to whatever you want from history, there should be no complaints about stuff out there now.
Well, you can always make your own decisions.
That's right.
The beauty of it.
And more than ever.
Now more than ever.
And I'm going to make the decision to cut the interview off here. And so thank you for joining me. And you liked the movie, didn't you?
I did. I really did. I recommend it. Think of it through the lens with which it was filmed. And if you like fashion and you just enjoy that kind of nostalgia vibe, I think this is a cute rom-com that looks a lot like modern stuff. Just
it's basically
a little vintage.
A Doris Day Rock Hudson movie, which was popular at the time.
Absolutely.
So. All right. Thanks, Lindsay.
Thanks, everybody.
If you enjoy this podcast and are an iTunes user, please do the show a favor and head on over to the official iTunes page for Damn Good Movie Memories. Be sure to leave a rating and a review. This will allow the show to appear higher in the algorithm and spread the joy of this podcast to the masses. If you are not an iTunes user, you can still listen and subscribe on Podbean at damngoodmoviememories.podbean.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook under our Damn Good Movie Memories page. You can also listen to a limited number of episodes on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and be sure to tune in next week for an all-new episode of Damn Good Movie Memories.